time. What's up, everybody? Thank you, Jordan. So, I'm Shane. I play guitar. I'm here at the Palin Cabin, just kind of hanging out, playing some tunes. That was a tune by the, I think it was in the 90s, maybe? Shenandoah song called 2 Dozen Roses. And you have to give credit where credit is due. So all of the... I heard a guy on Instagram named Jacob Davis, who's a phenomenal finger-picking style guitar player. And if you don't know who that is, I encourage you to go to his Instagram and Facebook and watch all of his stuff because he's really, really good. He has a cover of Weezer's Buddy Holly that's really cool. But I watched him do a cover of that tune, the Shenandoah tune, and he added those little harmonic things, and I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. I like that. So, Jacob, if this finds its way to you, you're an amazing player, and send me a message through Instagram. Like, I'd love to chat with you, and maybe do something on here. Like, that'd be kind of fun. But yeah. But as you guys know, with me just doing like little live stream things, I just like playing songs and just kind of telling stories, and then we'll talk about this wonderful guitar and all that other type of stuff. But I just want to entertain you for a little bit, and hopefully, you know, y'all have some fun with it and stuff. But speaking of, there's no table. So, yeah. So speaking of 90s country songs, here's another tune that I like to just mess around on. I've been messing around on it more with Dadgad, but I don't want to like drop tune in front of everybody and feel insecure and stuff like that while I do that. So I'll just play it in standard. But it's a Shania Twain tune, still the one I want. But this is my take on it, and hopefully I remember how to play it. But here we go. So I messed up the little part that I want to kind of bring attention to because it's neat, but you can do that. So like whenever you're playing stuff like this, it's always neat to throw in some little harmonic things because it adds that. It's like an extra octave above what you're already playing. And I don't know, it just gives it more of like a special vibiness type of thing. So, you still want, like that whole thing. Maybe one of these days I'll cover Man I Feel Like a Woman, but that won't be today. It's funny, I grew up, if y'all watched the last one, oh cool, thank you Stephen. So I grew up in Kentucky, so like 90s country, early 2000s country is my jam. Like that's kind of the thing that I dig and like a lot. There's some neat things that are coming around now, but it's just not my taste as much, you know, if I can say it that way. I did hear a song the other day I thought was really cool. I forgot the name of the artist, but it's that Choosing Texas. and it's just a song about a girl who knows that her boyfriend is leaving her for a girl from Texas. And the tagline of the thing is, he's choosing Texas, I can tell by the way he's two-stepping around the room. I heard it driving around here in town, and I was like, man, that's a good song. Like, that's a really good song. There's something about good heartbreak songs for me that's just special. I don't know what that says about me, but it's just really neat. Actually, one of the first conversations that me and my wife had whenever we were dating was I told her this thing. I was like, I love sad songs. I hate sad movies. Love sad songs, hate sad movies. And she told me, she was like, so you don't mind hearing about somebody's pain, you just don't want to see it. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of my thing. I don't want to see it, but I'm fine if it's a catchy tune. But like, there was a song by Vern Gosdin, came out in I think it was the 70s or the 80s or something like that. I remember the first time I ever heard it. So this will be a story, okay? So I remember the first time I heard it, I was a part of a worship team in Owensboro, Kentucky. The church is still there. It's called Christ Community Church in Owensboro, Kentucky. Mike Templeton is the pastor there. Love you, Brother Mike. And I was a part of the worship team that was there, and it had just this great bunch of guys. We had Wes Fye on drums. Steve Clark played bass. I can't remember if these names might not mean anything to you, but if it makes its way back to Kentucky, they'll know who I'm talking about. I think Papa Jack may have been on keys, but I can't remember. All these guys are stellar musicians, and then we also had two gentlemen who have passed recently. Corky Owens on steel guitar, and then the legend Gary Manier on guitar, who I loved both of those guys and learned a bunch of stuff from them too. But in the middle of rehearsal for church, the lead singer, Jeremy Calloway, started in on this song, and it's a Vern Gosdin tune, and it's basically this story about this young guy who goes into a bar, and he's just kind of complaining about his life and just kind of where he is and everything that's going on. And kind of the theme of his thing is he's just talking about, even though he's married, he's lonely, and he kind of has this vibe about him. And the old guy sitting down the way pipes up, and he's the chorus of the song goes, you don't know about lonely or how long nights can be till you've lived through the story that's still living in me. You don't know about sadness till you face this life alone. You don't know about lonely till it's chiseled in stone. And I heard that and I was like, my God, that's so sad but so good. Like, it's one of those songs that just cuts you to the core, man. Another tune that does that for me is there's a song by Chris Stapleton called Either Way. And this may be morbid, but y'all are hanging out with me, so here we are together. But he has this song, I think it's on his first record. It may have been on the second record, but I can't remember exactly. But it's just him stripped down with an acoustic guitar, and he's just singing like he does. And he has this thing. The song is called Either Way. And the first verse of the song is, we pass in the hall on the way to separate rooms. The only time we ever talk is during the month the bills are due. We go to work, we go to church, we fake the perfect life. I'm past the point of giving in, and all my tears are cried. And then it goes, we can just go on like this, or say the words and we'll call it quits. Baby, you can go or you can stay. I won't love you either way. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I don't, like, that's a whole, and of course he's happily married and he has kids and all that. And it's like, how do these writers tap into something that just allows them to write some of the saddest songs that you can possibly think of? And they're happy. They're great. They're doing wonderful. Ray Hughes, if you don't know that, and I know I'm kind of spitting out a lot of names, but it's kind of awkward to just kind of talk to yourself for 30 minutes, so here we are. Ray Hughes, who is a phenomenal worship leader, worship teacher, and like borderline church historian. Like he's phenomenal. He told a story about he had a friend of his, because he pastored in Nashville for a little while, so he got to meet some people that were down there and become friends with them. And he said that he had a friend of his who would write some of the saddest songs, but yet he was one of the most happiest people that you were ever around or that you ever knew. And it was like, how can you write such sad songs, but yet you're one of the most happiest guys I know? Like, how do you do that? And the gentleman responded to Ray. He said, I write my sadness so I don't have to live it. It's like, that's an interesting concept. I write my sadness so I don't have to live it. I wonder how many things we would be able to move past if we could write it down. Like if we were able to write down what we're feeling in the moment, what's going on in the moment. And that's where some of the best songs come from, is whenever artists are just genuine and they kind of just speak from their heart. They don't really care about the label or what's going on. They just have something on their heart that they have to get off, and the best way that they do it is with that. But anyway, at any rate, that's my rant about sad songs and all that type of stuff. So let me play you a Flatpicking tune really quick, just to kind of lighten the mood a little bit, I guess. Yeah. So that's a tune called Gold Rush. It's a little fiddle tune that, again, Tony Rice did. I think the video that he did was back in the 80s with Homespun, and he kind of laid it out. I watched Trey Hensley do it, and Trey Hensley has a great video on it on his YouTube channel as to how he plays that. It's just like that little drone thing really helps whenever you're playing along with it. Well, now I can't play it, so yeah. What's another one? So, growing up in Kentucky, there was a little church that we would go to in town, and it was just old country church. We didn't have lights, we didn't have smoke, we didn't have any of the things. Didn't even have coffee. Can you imagine going to church and then not having coffee? This was the type of vibes that I grew up around. But what they did have was sincerity. And I think that's something. No one has asked me about finding a church or anything like that, but just a little food for thought. I think whenever you're trying to find a place to worship or try to find a place to get connected, are they sincere? Are they genuine? Is kind of the things that come up for me. So they would sing these old songs, and one of the ones that I really liked was a song called "In the Garden." And if you don't know it, I encourage you to go and look it up and listen to the lyrics of the song, because the lyrics are really cool. But it's basically this person's conversation with the Lord, where the line is, "I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses." That's another thing about those old songs. They had a really good way of like painting a picture and kind of putting you in the middle of everything. Like that's really, really cool and fascinating to be able to, because you can picture it. You can picture the dew on the roses. You can picture the garden. You can picture kind of all of the stuff, because it's just all right there. But at any rate, the song kind of just talks about their conversation with the Lord in the middle of that. So I'll play the melody for you, just because it's pretty and, you know, that type of thing. Yeah, sorry about that little thing. But I like doing those little stretches are cool. Because you get all the ringing notes. If you do it in the classical position like this, you can kind of reach it better. You know, you can kind of get the whole thing. Let's see. Oh. So Jacqueline Raymer is my wife, if you haven't noticed. It's too low. I don't think I can sing it there. But maybe one of these days. Yeah, not today. Maybe another time, but not today. Let's talk about this guitar for a second. So this is a Martin D45, and it's really cool. Like, it's a really cool instrument. So it's got spruce top. It's rosewood back and sides. I'll see if I can get that in the camera for you. You can kind of see my fingerprint smudges on it. And that light. Look at how cool that light is on it. So you got the back strap going through it. They even put abalone around this is weird for me to point and see my hand like that. Now I know what weathermen go through. So you got the abalone that goes around even the back of it. It's got like the Ivoroid binding going across the top and the back. Sorry about that, Jordan. That's my fault. 100% my fault. Abalone there. You got it going along the perimeter of the guitar. You've got it around the rosette. You've got the hexagon inlays, like the whole thing. And like my favorite thing here, I'm going to move a little bit. Like you get that old school Martin, like the CF Martin headstock thing. Like those are so cool to me. Like it's those things like that I find super intriguing. The first time I saw one of these, I remember. So pardon me. I grew up to older parents. So we'll say that. My mom was 44 whenever she had me. My dad was 47. So I grew up around things that not a whole lot of people my age got to grow up around. And one of those things was I watched a show called Hee Haw, which was a television show back in, I think it started in the 70s, and then went up maybe through the early 90s, something like that. It was on for a long time. Buck Owens and Roy Clark was the hosts of it. Or no, I think it actually started in the 60s because of this memory that I have. So the first time I ever saw a guitar that was like this, George Jones was the one that was playing it. And George, he did this song, let's see, shoot, what was it? I can remember the part that I liked, but now, y'all are watching me and I don't know. Let's see. There was one they did that was Walk Through This World With Me. It was kind of neat. Walk through this world with me, go where I go. And it was so cool. But he had another tune, and it's escaping me a little bit. Give me just a second. If I can fiddle around for a second, I'll think of it. Let's see. It was take me to your darkest room, close every window and bolt every door. And it will be just like spring in California, as long as I knew you were mine. It's just fantastic. The old school country singers knew how to just pull tone out of every note that they sung. But that was the first time I saw one of these guitars, was whenever he played it. And it always kind of burned in my memory. That's what like the old school, country dudes had, like complete with, they called them the nudie suits that had like all the paisley and the bedazzled stuff on it. Like it was so neat, like the typical Porter Wagner type of thing that you would see. All right. I'll tell you what, let's do this one and then I'll let you go, okay? Everybody knows this one, okay? Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and for spending time with me. Hopefully this was fun and entertaining and something that you could enjoy. And if you know somebody that would also have a good time watching me fumble around a little bit and try to figure stuff out on the fly, send it to them. Feel free to like and do all the other things. And again, thanks for coming to hang out with me. See you next time.